magical
Madness.
Hi, Austin.
What up? It's Friday.
It's Friday.
You know what Friday means.
Friday means Coffee Talk Fridays
We're going to be talking with our coffee.
with our coffee, and we're going to be talking about some old Disney movies, shows, topics that bring nostalgia, and there will be spoilers in Coffee Talks, so be prepared. You see the title, you haven't seen it, don't listen.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Or listen.
It's the one
and
time
get
we're
the
it's the one time we're
spoilers.
going to tell you not to listen.
Well, yeah, or just listen, get spoilers, and then go watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm okay with that.
Some people don't care.
I'm not a person that cares too much.
Yeah.
Just about some things. But
Yeah.
yeah, things have been out for a while, like this.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
This one, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Because this is a must see. This is a movie that really packs a punch, one may say. You really can stretch to the limits and run fast to go see this movie.
Oh, The Incredibles.
The Incredibles, yes.
Got it.
And
We
you know,
guessed it right.
you know why I chose The Incredibles, right? Because we just recently watched this.
We did.
Yeah. So usually our
Yes, we
go-to Pixar movie is Ratatouille, and I said, let's change it up.
Yeah.
Let's watch something else. And so I picked a few different ones, and then you picked out of those choices The Incredibles.
Yep, I did.
Yeah. So The Incredibles, great family movie,
It really is.
honestly.
Yeah.
And this is a movie that I would say there's very few of them that I think have a very good sequel. And I think The Incredibles 2 is a great sequel. Like,
I honestly can't remember anything about the sequel.
The
I know I've
second
seen
one.
it, but it has been...
you've probably only seen it once, though.
Yeah.
is
I've
my
seen the
guess.
first one probably too many times.
Yes. The first one is so good. We start out like with just this awesome scene of Mr. Incredible just being like old school Mr. Incredible with his blue suit on, and
Yep.
you meet Incrediboy, and you're like, who is this little annoying kid
Yeah.
who actually plays
This
a
nerd kid.
very important role later
He
in
does.
the movie. And you just get to know Mr. Incredible, and then you see Elastigirl for the first time, and you're like, Elastigirl? Fantastic. Love her. 10 out of 10.
And then you find out.
Then you find out they were going to their wedding.
Yep.
And it's such a good movie.
So Incredible, Mr. Incredible, and Elastigirl get married,
Yes.
and they have super kids.
Super kids, yes.
3 of them.
Well, yes, 2 of them, and then Jack. And
Yeah.
then we find out at the end of the movie Jack does have powers.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Incredibles 2 is you get to see Jack's powers just like as a baby. And there's a whole scene with him and a raccoon, which I love.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that scene, but he like fights a raccoon basically outside. He just gets really mad at this
Yeah.
raccoon, and the raccoon at the end is terrified because he's like, this is a super baby, and this baby is more terrifying than anything else.
And it's a little unclear what his superpower is, though. Like
He has all of them
He catches
right
on
now.
fire. He turns to lead.
Yes.
But like
and then he like
turns into like a little devil.
Yeah, and then like is just turns on fire when he does that too. And then in the second movie he like can duplicate himself. He can turn into super Jack Baby.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that part.
And he
So
does
he can do whatever.
Yeah, he does hang out with Aunt Edna and she learns about his superpowers even more so she can make him the correct suit.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
this movie, I think every single character in this movie is so good. You got Bon Voyage, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
That like is going to like, I think he was bombing a building, and then that's when Incrediboy shows up, and then you have, honey, where is my super suit?
Yep.
And that's
Frozone.
Frozone, and then you have Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible. There's way too many superheroes in the second movie that I cannot remember at all, but I love the second movie, just not as much as this first one.
Yeah.
I think it's because I've watched the first one so much
Mhm.
compared to the second one.
Yeah.
But then you have them as a family, like when one of the scenes that I love the most about this is when they're sitting down for dinner. And I think this is something we've talked about before, but
Yeah, I think we have.
when they sit down at the table to have family dinner and the kids are arguing with each other, and then Helen, Elastigirl, is just like trying to fix all of the problems. She made the dinner, and then Bob's just sitting there because he had a bad day at work and is
Yeah.
just eating his steak, and then he breaks the plate, and then that's what sends him off.
I mean-
I'm like, the world is chaos, and he's just
This isn't a regular like family fight. This is a family with superpowers.
family of superpowers because
So everything will be magnified.
well, part of the fight was because Dash put the tack on the teacher's seat,
Yeah.
and because of that tack, he got in trouble. And Bob is like, "Oh, you must have been going so fast. No one could have seen you." Like he's so proud of him.
They had it on film and they still
Still didn't see him.
they still
Yeah.
didn't see him. He was too fast.
And then yeah, I just think it's so funny how he's so excited that he has these superpowers,
Yeah.
and then they're obviously not supposed to have their superpowers right now, because of the no superhero thing, which so weird.
Yeah.
I see that
they
nowhere.
banned superheroes.
Yeah.
And then Dash just wants to be a regular kid, but
He just-
and compete in sports, but he would dominate everything, so
He just wants to try out for track.
his parents won't let
I don't
him.
see the problem,
Yeah,
which he does do at the end.
he does.
Yes. It's so
He's like speeding up, slowing down, trying to figure out what's
like what can I do to make this even towards
Yeah.
everybody?
people don't catch on to what's going on.
That one is one of my favorite scenes, is the dinner one. Another one that I love, actually I love this whole movie, but another one that sticks out is the one where they're like flying the plane and the plane crashes, and then Elastigirl turns into first a parachute, then she's part
A
of a
boat?
boat, and
Yeah.
then Dash is just kicking his feet.
His legs are the motor.
His eggs are the motor, and
Yeah.
then Violet is like turns into a shield, like going into there. I love that scene. I don't like that reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah, yeah. I loved this movie when I was a kid. I'd watch it a lot, actually.
Yeah. Who was your favorite Incredibles?
I like Dash.
Dash.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
Yeah. Mine was Violet or Elastigirl.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Violet as a kid, Elastigirl now.
Violet's like
Elastigirl,
an
who's I
emo
wanna be.
teenager trying to figure out who she is.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out who she is. She likes this boy, but she's scared to like talk to him. She's just shy, and her superpower is to be invisible. So if you're shy and your superpower is to be invisible, you're probably not showing up around people you don't want to talk to or
Yeah,
people you're nervous about.
she's invisible. Or she can be invisible and do force fields.
Yes. And did she have the force fields all along, or yeah, because
Yeah,
she
from the
did
very
it
beginning.
like at the dinner table, didn't
Yeah.
she?
Yep.
Hey, no force fields. That's
Yeah, yeah.
and then the whole when they made, I can't remember what his name is. Like who Incrediboy, like do you remember his villain name? I feel like we should remember this.
Oh,
but
darn it. I can't remember.
I don't
Yeah, I can't
remember
remember.
it. I can see his outfit,
Oh yeah,
but I cannot.
and he really doesn't have superpowers. He's just like kind of a genius and
He's just really
creates
smart.
technology that he uses.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the problem with him is he did not get his suit made by the correct designer, because he would have known you're not supposed to have capes. He would have known if he would have went to the correct designer.
Yep.
And that's when we can
The
go
cape was his
into
downfall.
the actual goat of this movie, Edna Mode. Edna Mode is
Edna.
so fantastic. She's like, no capes. No capes. And he's like, what? Why? And then she does all of these different, like why he shouldn't have it. And then when she goes and makes all the suits, when like Helen comes to get her new suit, and then she has the suits for all the kids, I'm like, Edna, you're the best. We need a whole movie about Edna.
She's like 2 feet tall.
She's 2 feet tall. She's just a boss.
Yeah.
She's just out here making all these super suits, and she's the person you go to. And he did
Yeah.
not go to the right person. Maybe because he was a villain and he wasn't very smart and didn't have superpowers.
Yeah, I don't know where he went.
I think he made it himself.
Like J.C. Penney or something.
I don't think he went to the J.C. Penney.
I don't know.
He could have, I guess, but I don't think he
Spirit
did.
Halloween.
I feel like that's
That's
more
a little
like
more,
it.
yeah,
He probably went there
modified
because
a super suit.
because he was like, I'm just going to make all of my technology and make all of this stuff and pretend I'm a superhero because Mr. Incredible, honestly, Mr. Incredible did hurt his feelings as a kid. And
Yeah. That's so, yeah, Mr. Incredible crushed this kid's dreams because he looked up to Mr. Incredible
yeah,
and
that's
he told
actually
him to
sad.
go home because he was screwing up
He
some
was,
stuff.
yeah, he was messing up the actual, like, hurting, like, the people were getting hurt. He had to protect everybody. So
Yeah.
he's like, you gotta go home,
He
kid.
turns into this bad guy who, like, owns an island or something.
Yeah, but he
And,
was just going after Mr. Incredible. He wasn't going after other people.
I think,
you know?
though, he terminated other superheroes because Mr. Incredible wasn't the first superhero that he had come to that island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they kind of hint to that when he's going through the rocket launch stuff or whatever.
Oh, I
Or
don't
he's in that
remember
room
that.
on the computer.
I don't remember that at all.
They go through each superhero.
Oh.
It says terminated, yeah.
Oh.
So he had it out for all the superheroes.
Oh, well.
He
got his feelings hurt.
had a lot of unforgiveness.
Yes.
And
And maybe he didn't have someone encouraging him at home, like, to be a superhero.
hey buddy, you shouldn't be doing this.
But he was just he was so frustrating though, like when you're on the island and then he's like also being mean to that lady that worked for him.
Mhm.
Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
When Mr. Incredible like was threatening her life so that he could leave, he was like, I don't care.
Mhm.
And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Relationship
You gotta treat your
problems.
employees better than that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Which, going to treating your employees good, Bob Barr did not have a very nice boss.
Bob is the original. That's Mr. Incredible's regular name.
Yes, Bob Parr is
Bob
his
Parr.
original name. He did not have a very nice boss.
No.
And his boss would just yell at him all the time. And isn't it the guy that is the inconceivable guy
Yeah.
from... Yes, I
Yeah.
can't think of his...
I can't
I think
either.
of his name, but that's the same guy.
Very distinct voice.
Yes, and it's so nice. And he's just yelling at Bob, and Bob's like, I can handle it, and then pushes through
Just throws him through 10 walls.
all of the cubicle walls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not even just a regular wall, it's cubicle walls. So can you imagine if you're sitting at your cubicle and all of a sudden your boss just goes through? Your
Yeah, I
boss
mean,
that
any
isn't
regular
very
guy would have
nice.
been dead, but
No.
it's a kid's movie.
No, just injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably just injured. But overall, this movie is probably, I would say, one of the best Pixar movies, in my
It's
opinion.
up there. Yeah, for sure.
I think it was something very different. There's not really, that I can think of, a superhero animated movie like this.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny, that's cute, that's a kid. Like, that's not a serious superhero movie, besides, like, maybe the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like that's all I can think of that's in comparison with, like, a...
Ninja Turtles is definitely a little darker.
Well, like a funny... Well, yes, this is Pixar. But, like, a
Yeah.
funny kids movie that's about superheroes.
Yeah.
I can't think of another one that would be like this. So I feel like this movie was just also something we grew up on. Like, this came out when we would be watching these kind of movies.
Cartoons and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it was so good. And then we waited, like 10 years for the second one. It
came out a long time.
It was
They took a while.
It was so much longer. And we
Yeah.
ended with the Molinator. Molinator's from Santa Claus. That's not it. What is his name? The not the Terminator, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a mole.
Yeah. He has a machine that
He has a
drills
machine.
underground.
Is it the Molinator?
No, that's
definitely from Santa Claus.
from Santa Claus.
Yeah, and I can't think of what that name is.
Yeah.
But
But he shows up at the very last second of the first movie.
the very last second. And then he does come back for the second movie. So it is a continual storyline just with way better animation.
Yeah.
With the second movie.
Right.
Because you have now animation. But
Yep.
yeah, that's basically it for The Incredibles. I think this is a great movie. Probably top 5 Pixar movies for me, I would say.
I would agree with that. I think.
And I love that they're in the parks. Like that makes me excited. I wish
Yeah.
we had more at Walt Disney World about
What
it.
park? They're only in a certain park, right? That they show up in.
They're at Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Just to like meet the characters. And I wish that we had like a ride or something, or just like maybe a show that went with
Yeah.
The
'Cause
Incredibles.
they don't really have anything.
No, but they
Just
do
characters.
have the Incredicoaster that is at Disneyland. So I do like that there's different rides out there. I don't want
Yeah.
like the same ride at Disney World
Right.
as in Disneyland, but just if we had like one more thing that was an Incredibles, maybe a I don't know, just a better thing than just the meet and greets out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Cuz this is a great movie.
It is. Yeah.
And I like that they had the meet and greets though, cuz these are great characters to meet and they're fun.
Yeah. I
So.
would agree with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see him when we go.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah. So that's it for Coffee Talk. We will be back on Monday for a normal episode
We sure will.
and back next Friday for another fun, nostalgic coffee talk, whatever that may be.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Give us a follow on YouTube and everything else.
Yeah.
You can listen to us anywhere you listen to a podcast.
Yep. And we'll see you.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.